Just briefly, are you aware of a single pharmaceutical company or supplier that is not able to assure its customers that they will receive their drugs on time if we leave without a deal?
Well, I haven't been made aware of such a company.
No, I don't think there is. They're all assuring their customers they will get their drugs. And of course the government was severely criticised after the Brexit vote because there had been no preparation for a leave vote. But that'll be 2 years and 9 months to 29th of March. Will the government be prepared to leave on the 29th of March without a deal if those are the circumstances?
We will be leaving the European Union on the 29th of March.
And the government will be fully prepared?
We are, and we are putting preparations in place.
Good. And just on the forecasts, the Treasury under George Osborne did produce forecasts just before the referendum in May 2016, forecasting a collapse in growth and jobs. How accurate were those forecasts?
Well, I think we've seen from what has happened that actually the reaction was rather different to those forecasts. If I may, the analysis that has been put forward by the government is not a forecast, it is an analysis of the trade impact.
Yes, and what you said was the economic analysis doesn't deal with the decisions the government might take. That's correct, isn't it?
Yes.
So basically they're rubbish, aren't they?
Well, I think there is a difference of opinion about the benefit of forecast analysis and so forth. The point is that the analysis only looks at certain elements. It doesn't look at every variable that can be brought in, can affect what happens to our economy in the future. But it is the analysis that we said we will bring forward to show the trade impacts of the various scenarios.
It's quite something when our own Chancellor and our own Bank of England Governor trashes the future of our country as part of a propaganda exercise. That's what's happening, isn't it?
That is not what is happening. That is not what is happening.
Now, on the constitutional matters,
if I may, the Treasury Select Committee has made clear that they wanted analysis from the government and analysis from the Bank of England. Both of those have been provided. They're different sorts of work. The Bank of England's is a forecast over 5 years, which, as I said earlier, does show that there would be a deal dividend from the deal that I've negotiated with the European Union. The government's analysis is analysis of the trade impact over looking ahead to 15 years. But of course it doesn't reflect other actions and other variables that would affect our economy.
Now, on the question of Cabinet collective responsibility, one of the most contentious bits of the political declaration is Article 23, which states the economic partnership should build and improve on the single customs territory provided in the withdrawal agreement. Who authorised officials in Brussels to negotiate on that basis? Well,
this is a set of words which have come to take on a meaning which is not the meaning behind those words. What has happened in relation to
but
the
who
concept...
authorised that? My only question is who authorised...
Well, the political declaration was agreed by politicians, agreed by ministers.
Who authorised at what time the officials to negotiate those words?
Well, these were ongoing negotiations that were taking place throughout this political declaration,
so
right until the point at which it was agreed. There was variations being made. This is a form of words.
I'm asking a who question, Prime Minister.
Sorry?
Who authorised that?
Well, ultimately, I sat down with the European Union leaders and agreed this political declaration.
Dominic Raab, as ex-EU Secretary, subsequently stated that he only found out about this policy on Tuesday, the 13th of November, the day before your long cabinet meeting. Why was that?
The cabinet came together on the next day to look at the text that had been in preparation over that whole period of time. Text was changing in a variety of ways over that period of time.
So it was changed without his knowledge?
No, I didn't say that.
Well, he said.
He
said that.
This piece of text is something that has been assumed to mean something that it does not mean.
Regardless of what it means, he clearly thought it was very important.
It does matter what this text means, actually. The single customs, first of all, the single customs territory was something we were able to achieve in the negotiations because the European Union had started off saying that Northern Ireland should be a separate customs territory from the rest of from Great Britain. We argued from February through to October that that should not be the case, and we got the agreement on the single customs territory. What has also lain behind that agreement on the single customs territory is the divisibility of the four freedoms. The divisibility of the four freedoms, or its indivisibility as the EU would look at it, has been one of the issues that's underlain the question as to what sort of trade relationship and customs relationship the United Kingdom could have with the European Union in the future. The fact of the acceptance of the divisibility of the four freedoms in that context is important for our future negotiations.
That may well all be the case, but the point is the ministerial code says ministers should take special care in discussing issues which are the responsibility of other ministers, consulting ministerial colleagues as appropriate. So why was the DEXU Secretary not consulted on this?
The DEXU Secretary was being consulted on an ongoing basis on text that was being developed within the negotiations.
But he was deputising for you in these negotiations and you didn't consult him. Why isn't that a breach of the ministerial code?
The DEXU Secretary was being consulted, as were other ministers, on an ongoing basis when this political declaration was when the political declaration was being put together.
I think I've made my point.